So, did you spend a lot of time listening to Siri and Alexa at home to get us started?
Yes, bingo. I did. I listened to a lot of automated voice sounds, and Siri and Alexa were some of them, as well as the voices on TikTok and Instagram. And what I felt was the same, or they're all very optimistic voices, very bright, and that definitely inspired my voice.
So, why does Lupita as Roz 7134, a robot, make us cry?
Well, I think Rosm 7134 makes us cry because, number one, she doesn't have facial expressions. What she has is a mission to be of help. And we get that from the very start of the movie. And she goes about trying to do that. But in order to do that, she's a fish out of water. She's an alien in this environment, and she has to adapt to it in order to actually finally achieve her goal. And I think we cry because we recognize how we recognize that, like, the importance of adaptation in order to survive, but also the importance of staying true to yourself. And I think that's something that we sometimes struggle with, you know. Sometimes adaptation seems like it's going to annihilate us. But in this story, we see that it's not the case.
I feel like we hear that journey in her voice from beginning to end, because the Roz we see at the beginning and hear at the beginning is not the Roz we see and hear.
Yeah, and that was very deliberate. One of the first conversations I had with Chris, I asked him, why me for Roz? And he said he liked the warmth in my voice and what he felt it could express. So we always knew that Roz would end up in her fullest, most individualized state, sounding more like me. And then we kind of like reverse engineered it. So that first Siri, like Alexa, programmed optimism sound is her factory settings. And then we worked to very, very slowly and subtly color her in with her humanity as she adapts to the island.
I've heard you say that you live life in gratitude and allowing for bounty.
Yes.
What does that mean? Explain, if you don't mind.
You know, I feel, first of all, it's a lesson I learned from my mother. She was inspired by the prayer of Jabez, and that talks about increasing your bounty. I think that sometimes we are so poised for struggle and strife that we sometimes do not allow for the blessings. It's almost like to ask for more is to be greedy, it's to be selfish. And so we can sometimes kind of limit our blessings. But the lesson my mom taught me is that there is always room for more blessings. That if you believe in a God, he is not punitive. He's not a limited one. The idea that there's enough to go around. And so if you've been blessed, you can be blessed more. It's also about, like, you know, being content where you are, but also allowing for more, because there will always be struggle. And when that happens, it is your bounty that will see you through.
This release is on the heels of quite a different release. You're taking a hard turn from A Quiet Place
Yes, I know,
to this.
Yeah.
But I feel like you've been very intentional about doing projects to reach out to children and younger people, from your book to doll to you name it. Why? What's driving that intention to reach, especially young girls? I have a daughter, so especially young girls. What's driving that?
Well, I like children. I like them. I have always loved children. Like, when I was little, I was the child that wanted to babysit my little sister and not go out and play. I've always loved children. So I've always gravitated to them. I always wanted children of my own. So I think there's that. But then I also think that the work of being an adult is healing your childhood wounds. So I think that in working at things that are for children, I heal my childhood wounds.
Last thing, Mind Your Own, what's that?
Yes, that is my podcast. It is an African, well, it's a storytelling show from the African perspective. So in each episode, I share a story from my own life, and then I tee it off to an African somewhere in the world who shares a story of a similar theme from their life. And for me, it was about just expanding our idea of what it means to be African and what global African identity looks like. And it was a way to cure my homesickness, to be honest.
I love it. Thank you so much. Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.